Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the singing of our national anthem by Senior Matthew Johnson. Matthew is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Robert and Amy Johnson. He'll be attending the University of Cincinnati, majoring in civil engineering.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Matthew. Please be seated. Good evening. My name is Mike Ulring, and I am very proud and honored to say I am the principal of Dublin Coffman High School. It is my great pleasure to welcome all of you to Dublin School's 124th commencement ceremony. Before we begin the celebrations and recognitions of today's graduates, I'd like to take a moment to recognize those who could not be with us this evening. On special occasions such as this, I believe it is important and appropriate to remember those who could not be here, but no doubt had an integral role in helping us to accomplish our goals. This time of remembrance and appreciation is meant for some of the relatives of our graduates who may not have been able to make the trip or are no longer with us. At this time, would you please join me in a moment of silence as we remember and honor our friends and family members who are not able to join us today, but who are with us in spirit. Thank you. An event like this does not happen because of the efforts of any one person. There are many people to thank for putting today's celebration together. There are many staff members who work behind the scenes that I would like to thank publicly. Mrs. Jane Ludwig, Miss Nicole Greggio, Mrs. Becky Polis-Payne, Mrs. Michelle McGovern, Mrs. Andrea Williams, Mrs. Nancy Sparks, and Mr. Duncan Cadell, and our entire custodial staff. My assistant principals, Mrs. Val Lawrence and Mr. Ryan McClure, and Mr. Matt Perrell as well. But there is one person who has dedicated a tremendous amount of time and effort into today's graduation ceremony, and without whom we would all be lost this evening, and that is my administrative secretary, Mrs. Julie Wilt. Thank you to our senior council, led by guidance counselors, Mrs. Marcy Ewing and Mrs. Nicole Sutherland, for putting today's program together. The senior council has shown incredible senior leadership time and time again, and today is no exception. Also, a special thank you to Senior Mary Proctor for designing the cover of this evening's graduation program. She is the co-vice president of Teen Institute, 4-year varsity lacrosse player, and 2-year varsity lacrosse captain. Mary's the daughter of Mrs. and Mr. Amy and Joe Proctor and will be attending The Ohio State University, majoring in human nutrition with a focus in dietetics. Thank you, Mary. If I could have the entire Coffman teaching staff and support staff stand up. I know they're in the back here today and some over here on the sides. Please stand up. I'd like to thank the entire Coffman teaching and support staff. This is an incredibly dedicated group of professionals who do an outstanding job every day. Regardless of the task, the obstacle, this group of educators does whatever it takes to get the job done. There's no better proof of that as they've navigated these uncharted waters of remote learning, hybrid learning, live streaming, back to remote learning, in-person learning. I've often said a school is only as good as the teachers and staff working with the students on a daily basis. This staff has been, without a doubt, the backbone of our success this year. Coffman staff, because of your passion for learning, your joy for teaching, your dedication to our students, your desire to collaborate and work with one another, and most importantly this year, supporting one another through incredible challenges, we're able to celebrate the accomplishments of this year's outstanding senior class. Thank you. And finally, thank you to the parents, family members, and friends of tonight's graduates. Because of your support and encouragement of these seniors for the past 18 years and your support of Coffman High School, we're able to gather here today for this wonderful celebration. One of the most difficult tasks we face in our lives and the most important responsibilities we will take on is parenting our children. It has been a pleasure to work with you for the past 4 years, and it's my honor to celebrate with you today. Thank you and congratulations, parents. At this time, I would like to introduce our guests on the platform. From the Board of Education, we have Mr. Stu Harris, Board Member and Board Vice President, Mrs. Lynn May. We have Treasurer and CFO, Mr. Brian Kern, Director of Secondary Education, Mr. Tom McDonald, and finally, our new Superintendent, Dr. John Marshausen. Dr. Marshausen began his tenure with the Dublin City Schools on May 3rd. He's been a superintendent for the past 16 years, most recently serving as the Hilliard City Schools superintendent for the past 8 years. Dr. Marshausen is the only K-12 member of the Governor's Task Force on Ohio Higher Education. He is a visiting assistant professor and superintendent in residence with The Ohio State University, and he's a member of Ohio State University's Workforce Development Committee. Most importantly, Dr. Marshausen and his wife Susan are the proud parents of 2 incredible daughters. Please welcome our platform. Allow me to introduce the class of 2021 Student Council President, Mr. Andrew Lay. Andrew is the Student Council President, member of the National Honor Society, member of the HOSA Future Health Professionals, member of the Cross Country Team, and founder of the Youth Peer Mentor Program and Conservation Project. Andrew is the son of Mr. David Lay and Mrs. Hong Fan. He will be attending Ohio University, majoring in biological sciences pre-med, and plans to one day be a primary care physician. Please welcome Senior Andrew Lay.
I think it's too late to go use the restroom. Welcome, students, families, friends, and faculty. First, I'd like to thank our wonderful staff and administrators and families for joining us today. It has been a tough year for everyone, but we could not have done it without the support and world-class people that stand before me today. Teachers and staff, you made sure that everything ran smoothly, even over a computer screen. Thank you to teachers like Mr. Brown, Madam Barber, and the biomed teachers, and many others for being the teachers that not only care about our education, but our physical and mental well-being as students. Thank you to Mrs. Z for letting Casey Magyar make ramen in your coffee maker. Parents and families, and especially to my mom, dad, and sister today, thank you for putting up with dances, football games, and stress over exams. Thank you for taking us to the bus stop, helping us with homework, and dealing with our relationship drama, or in my case, lack thereof. Our parents do not get nearly enough credit for our success. Now that I said that, I think my mom's gonna be putting this on Facebook. Lastly, thank you to the administration and Mr. Ollering for making the best year out of a less than ideal situation. And I'd also like to thank Dr. Hoadley for being a fantastic superintendent for the past few years. To the class of 2021, wow, we're here, we made it. Somehow, hey, you got 3 weeks off of school turned into, hey, you're graduating. I'm looking through the crowd right now and I see some of my best friends, some classmates I haven't seen since sophomore year, and a whole lot of people that didn't cheat through their online classes. It's taken us years of efforts to get to this point, months of isolation, and a bunch of coffee. This isn't just a random event, this is a result of our hard work and dedication and the support of the people around us. Now that I'm up here, I'm thinking about how old the seniors looked when we were freshmen. We definitely don't look that old right now. There were the tailgates, the football games, the senior parade where Matt Johnson got hit with a balloon filled with something that was not lemonade. There was an excitement in the air being a freshman. Most of us were still biking everywhere, but that didn't stop us from going to any events with free food. During sophomore year, many of us started taking our first AP classes. I remember people like Aaron Vick, Elizabeth Gross, Megan Solis all meeting up at Panera to go study for our tests. It's funny, you look back on your classes now, and AP studies, worrying about that just seems a little trivial, but back then, it was one of the most important parts of our lives. By the way, if you didn't know, I'm a year younger than everybody else in my class. So I'd like to shout out the people that drove me around my sophomore and junior year. Thank you, Ben Seaman, Jared Harper, Zach Peterson, Braden Schoaf, for not making me pay gas money. Around the end of our sophomore year, our lacrosse team dominated the state championship and brought home a big win, which Chris Maloney will never let any of us forget about. His future wife's gonna be less than happy when he wears his lacrosse state championship ring to his wedding. Around our junior year, which was one of the best and worst years for many high schoolers, it was a year where I feel like I got to know some of our most talented students at Dublin Coffman High School. We can't all be as fashionable as Ali Freeze, be as smart as Felipe, be as good as soccer as Catherine Zugaro, but we made it through junior year. It was a year where many of us stacked up on AP or IB classes in hopes of impressing colleges. Roshan Singri and I hosted our school's first talent show, which raised over $5,000 for pediatric cancer research. And we got to see a bunch of dudes in togas give Toby Simpson a haircut. Back then, you didn't have to take a mortgage out to fill up your tank with gas. And before we could even start worrying about the mounting amount of work that came with studying for our exams, we magically got 3 weeks off of school, which sounds great, right? I think sitting here, we all know the answer to that question. And whether you had trouble with isolation or you're just sick of all the online work, we made it through, thanks to Outer Banks and banana bread. Just kidding. We made it through because of our loving parents, siblings, amazing friends, and dedicated teachers who somehow found a way to make sure we passed our exams during a pandemic. At least most of our exams. And then we made it to senior year. Senior year was when we started applying to colleges, and I think I made one of the biggest regrets during my senior year, where my neighbor Elizabeth Gross and I, and Bella Caruso, volunteered to be our senior class commissioners for senior tag. Parents and siblings who don't know what senior tag is, you are very lucky. I don't know what was worse, Kailash discovering how a garage works, or Lenny Triplett discovering what a door is. And now we're here. And I know, as I said before, it was important to thank the people who got you here, but I want you to think about yourself, how you put in the work, the tears, the sweat into getting into this point. Make note, this is no small feat. I want to recognize some of the amazing accomplishments that some of our students have under their belt. William Sun, who started a nonprofit called the Tennis Outreach Program that not only taught kids how to play tennis, but provided kids with free tennis gear and social skills. Trisha Vidula, who was always one of those classmates that was happy to share notes and help you study. Ellie Andrews, who was apparently some kind of hybrid between Michael Phelps and Aquaman. Members of the Conservation Project, Youth Peer Mentor Program, and Student Council like Jack Bailey, Olivia Baker, and Allie Kelly, and many more, thank you for being part of something that's bigger than yourself. Many of us are going to start the cycle anew next year and become a freshman again. Oh God. Many of us feel like we're leaving something behind. But whether you're going off to college, entering the workplace, enlisting in the military, moving to LA to pursue your TikTok career, and then moving back in with your mom, you will always have the memories that you made at Dublin Coffman High School, the good and the bad. But now I want you to think about what you wish you did in high school. Maybe you didn't join as many clubs as you wanted. Maybe you didn't ask out that girl. Maybe you broke somebody's toilet. Whatever your future holds and whatever your next steps are, make sure you don't have any regrets. Make action to achieve what you missed out on. With the talent that this class holds, it'd be an utter waste to call what you want to do your dreams. Make them your plans. Work hard, fall down, get back up. Do whatever you need to do to succeed at your goals, not only educationally or in the workplace, but as a person. I look around right now, and I can truly say, there's nobody I'd rather be graduating with today than you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge round of applause to the class of 2021.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next performers are seniors Juan Chen and Andy Clemens. Juan is the son of Dr. Zhenping Chen and Mrs. Arjine Chen. He is a member of the soccer team, volleyball team, orchestra, and ski club. Juan will be attending The Ohio State University majoring in zoology and hopes to become a veterinarian. Andy is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Rick and Holly Clemens. He's a member of the cross-country team, track and field team, and the Coffman Orchestra. Andy will attend The Ohio State University and plans to major in computer science with a music minor. At Coffman, we are blessed to have truly outstanding teachers, experts in their field, masters of their craft, and they understand there's more to learning than preparing for tests and learning content. They've dedicated their lives to preparing students for our changing and unpredictable world. It is my honor to recognize 4 individuals who have dedicated their life to education and will be retiring. Let me begin with Mrs. Brothers. Could you stand up, please, Mrs. Brothers? Known to myself and many others as K-Bro. She has been a teacher, coach, and counselor for the past 34 years, 31 of them in Dublin, and the last 20 years at Coffman as a counselor. Mrs. Brothers earned her bachelor's and master's of arts from the Ohio State University. She also earned a master's of science at the University of Dayton and has been an adjunct professor for Ashland University. Mrs. Brothers has been a student council advisor, co-chair of the Suburban College Fair, started the Interact Club, and created the Peer Collaboration Program in Dublin. Mrs. Brothers is the recipient of the Ashland Golden Apple, the Dublin Schools Golden Shamrock Award, and will forever be in the Dublin Coffman Hall of Fame. Mrs. Brothers is married to her husband Mike, is the proud mother of her son Robbie and daughter Kelly, and grandmother to her grandson Jack. She looks forward to supporting great organizations such as Ability Matters, Velamy Fitness for special needs, and continuing her work with young people and spending time with her grandson Jack. K-Bro, on behalf of the entire staff of Coffman and students, thank you and congratulations. Our next retiree is Mrs. Carol Dixon, our registrar. She could not be with us today, but she has worked for the Dublin City Schools for the past 31 years, the last 24 of which she's been the registrar at Coffman. Her service to Dublin Coffman has earned her a well-deserved Golden Shamrock. She plans to spend more time with her family, relax, travel, and anything else she wants to do. On behalf of Coffman High School, we would like to thank and congratulate Mrs. Dixon. Mr. Greg Menson, also not present. I want to honor his service and accomplishments with Dublin City Schools and Dublin Coffman High School. He's been a math teacher and a coach for the past 35 years, and he's most proud of working with many student teachers who have become teachers in Dublin. He's looking forward to pursuing his master's in divinity at the Methodist Theological School and hopes to become an ordained pastor. On behalf of Coffman and the staff, we'd like to thank and congratulate Mr. Menson. And our last retiree, Mrs. Margie Miller, has worked in the Dublin City Schools for 17 years. The last 12, she has been our athletic secretary at Coffman. She loved and will miss working with our coaches and student athletes over the years. She plans to travel, exercise, spend more time with her 4 children and grandchildren, and like Miss Dixon, do whatever she wants to do. On behalf of the Coffman staff, thank you and congratulations. "18 years ago, the Coffman staff decided to put together a scholarship to honor a student with a $1,000 college scholarship. The Rock Scholarship is awarded to one graduating senior who best exemplifies our 3 areas of focus: academic rigor, authentic community, and appreciation of our history. Funds are raised each year by our staff in various ways, including the ever-popular Jeans Days. Certain days throughout the year, and not enough, I am told, by our staff, they are permitted to wear jeans if they pay $1. Several staff members participate in this year's scholarship committee to select our 2021 recipient. The applications are given to the committee members without names so we can truly select the best applicant. We had 18 outstanding seniors who turned in exceptional applications. After reviewing the applications, our committee only wishes we could award more than one scholarship. Unfortunately, there is one winner, but that winner of the 2021 Dublin Coffman Rock Scholarship is Uni Shriram. Stand up, Uni. Uni, your check is in the mail. Graduation from high school means different things to different people. I hope all of you view this transition as a time to remember, a time to reflect on your journey, of course, a time to celebrate your successes. Allow me to celebrate with everyone a few of the achievements and successes of the 489 graduates of the class of 2021. I would like to start by mentioning some of their academic accomplishments. The National Merit Commended Scholar rank in the top 3 to 4% of all students who took the PSAT in the fall. We had 6 National Merit Commended Scholars: Andrew Lay, Unika Manjunath, Om Putil, Caitlin Spira, William Sun, and Tricia Valuda. We had 12 National Merit semifinalists, scholars who have scored in the top 1% of the PSAT in each state are considered for the National Merit Finalist Scholarship. Ashwin Char, Richard Clemens, Chika Hoda, Arushi Jain, Sanjay Janardhan, Himani Pudisam, Anna Roman, Owen Schultz, Uni Shriram, Tobias Simpson, Ria Singhal, and Driti Virapuram. Congratulations. Incredibly, we had 2 members of the class of 2021 who achieved a perfect score of 36 on the ACT. Sanjay Janardhan and Himani Pudisam. Congratulations. This year's class had a record number of students taking advanced placement courses and achieving AP Scholar Awards from the College Board. We had 40 AP Scholars. These are students who received grades of 3 or higher on 3 or more exams. 23 AP Scholars with honor, students who receive an average grade of 3.25 on all AP exams taken and grades of 3 or higher on 4 or more exams. 22 AP Scholars with distinction, students who received an average grade of 3.25 on all AP exams taken and grades of 3 or higher on 5 or more exams. And we had 5 National AP Scholars, students who received an average score of 4 or higher on 8 or more AP exams, and this does not include the hundreds of exams they took this spring. We also had 14 IB diploma candidates. These students completed a 2-year international curriculum in 6 academic areas, including English, world language, social studies, science, math, and the arts. In addition, they completed a philosophy course, community service, and intensive independent extended essay. These students are recognized this evening by wearing the silver IB stole. Congratulations. More outstanding academic accomplishments by the class of 2021. 148 seniors, or 30% of the class, achieved a 4.1 GPA or higher and recognized as valedictorian. 176 seniors, or 36% of the class, achieved a 4.0 or higher and are recognized as summa cum laude. 70 seniors achieved a 3.75 to a 3.99 GPA and are recognized as magna cum laude, and 52 seniors achieved a 3.5 to 3.749 GPA and are recognized as cum laude. If you do the math, 298 seniors, over 61% of the class of 2021, achieved a 3.5 GPA or better. Based on the criteria established by the Ohio State Board of Education, 194 seniors, or 40% of the class of 2021, will receive a diploma with honors. And based on the criteria established by the U.S. Department of Education, 148 seniors, or 30% of this graduating class, have been awarded the President's Award for Educational Excellence. Truly outstanding seniors on your academic accomplishments. Aside from their academic achievements, this group of seniors has many outstanding accomplishments outside of the classroom. Allow me to name just a few. Our performing arts and fine arts senior students have won numerous awards of excellence for outstanding achievement in their 4 years. Although a little different this year, our marching band, jazz band, concert band, orchestra, choir, percussion ensemble, visual arts, journalism, broadcast video have all competed and excelled in state and national competitions. I often say to parents and community members, if you enjoy the fine arts in any way, shape, or form, you need not go any further than Dublin Coffman High School. Forget about driving downtown, finding and paying for a parking space, purchasing expensive tickets. Just plan an evening at Coffman, as these seniors have produced some of the finest music, theater, artwork, and pure entertainment money can buy. I have a great fortune and honor to witness firsthand over the past 4 years what our students are doing, and every time I attend one of their performances, I walk away inspired and invigorated. Thank you, seniors, and congratulations. Again, a little bit different this year, but the senior class participated in countless community service causes to better the lives of others in their 4 years of Coffman. Many of you have served as mentors, peer collaborators to our underclassmen at Coffman. Others have worked with school clubs and organizations to raise thousands of dollars. Every dime raised made someone else's life better. Thank you, seniors, for your service and for your citizenship. Our math teams, quiz team, science team, junior statesmen of America, and robotics teams all competed and excelled in state and national competitions, receiving numerous awards over the past 4 years for these seniors. As well, athletics. We are very fortunate that our athletic teams were able to compete this year. Again, our athletic teams have achieved outstanding excellence with the class of 2021, claiming 4 OCC titles, 2 district championships, and 3 regional championships, the most recent being our girls lacrosse Friday night, and good luck to the ladies next week in the Final Four. This class also had 1 individual state champion in swimming, our 4-time state champion, Miss Ellie Andrews. Congratulations to our senior athletes. This year, our graduates who will be serving our country and wearing red, white, and blue cords. We have a proud history of sending Coffman students to serve our country as members of the military. The class of 2021 is no exception. Jason Antonio Martinez will join the U.S. Marine Corps. Sean Gore, the U.S. Marine Corps. Ryan Hickman, U.S. Army. Matthew Jasnicki, U.S. Army. Aiden Verzi, U.S. Army, Garrett Verzi, U.S. Army Reserves, and Gage Wagner, the Ohio National Guard. Congratulations and thank you for serving our country. I realize many of you listening this evening, sitting in front of me, may not have been recognized by some of my previous statements. I want to make clear to you and to everyone watching this graduation ceremony that we are proud of your accomplishments today. According to the U.S. News and Newsweek, you are graduating from one of the most rigorous and successful high schools in the country, the top 3% to be exact. For some of you, grades may not have always come easy. Your situation may have required you to dedicate more time and energy into other areas of your life. Regardless of your circumstances, you've all worked hard to get here this evening. So I want to make sure when I congratulate and recognize the senior class for their relentless effort, dedication, determination, and desire to be the best, that I am recognizing and congratulating every single one of you. So congratulations. Seniors, I want to take a moment to give you a little more of a personal message. First, allow me to get one special personal message out of the way. There's something special about having one of your own children come to work with you every day. Having the opportunity to witness your child grow at school is a gift. I can't imagine how hard it must have been at times for Kyle to have had his father as a high school principal. But I do want you all to know, as hard as I tried, I could not convince him to give me any intel. So Kyle, I would like to thank you for handling these past 4 years with class and understanding. I love you, and I could not be more proud to be your father. So seniors, this will undoubtedly be the last time I have the authority to tell you what to do, or anything else for that matter, except for Kyle. So I plan on taking full advantage of it. I want to thank you for your flexibility, kindness, and understanding. I talked with our staff on Friday after school, and it was very hard to put into words how much I appreciate all they have done. 100% remote learning, hybrid learning, live streaming, full in, making our remote learning students feel included every day. There are no words that can describe it, and I'm truly in awe. And I was thinking about what to say to you, and I feel the same holds true. If you would have told me over a year ago that we were going to ask you to learn from home online, come in a couple days a week, learn from home the other days, come in full-time, some of you, 400, stay home and learn online the entire year, I would have said, you're out of your mind, this will never work. Amazingly, you made it work. You were, through many ups and downs, you stuck with it and you made it work. You logged on, you turned on your cameras, most of the time. You came to school when we asked you, and you made it work. At the beginning of this ceremony, I said, I'm very proud and honored to be the principal of Dublin Coffman High School. I say that every year when I open the ceremony, and I mean it. I truly mean it. However, those words do not give justice to how proud I am of the class of 2021. Along with COVID, you faced chaos in our country with social justice and political strife. Unlike any other year I've been principal, these things affected you, and they affected our staff, and they affected our families. With almost 2,000 students and 2,000 families, there are many differences. Differences in our religion, our race, our sexual orientation, and differences in our understanding. Yet with all these differences, you made it work. You did not let it divide you. Our teachers did not let it divide them. None of us were perfect, nor should we have been expected to be. But we stayed together. You stayed together. And in the big picture of Coffman High School in the class of 2021, we remained undivided. In fact, you were grateful for what you were given. Your kindness after senior prom casino night, the senior parade, senior lunch, the clap out was truly overwhelming to me how grateful you were. Time after time, I heard students giving thanks for what they did have and not what they didn't get. You had so much taken away in the last year and a half, but you did not let that define you. You found a way to remain undivided through it all. Again, words cannot express my gratitude to the class of 2021, so I wanted to leave you with a message of this idea of undivided. You might remember more than the words that I could continue to try and put together. In years past, I would invite a few friends to the stage, perhaps perform a song. This year, thinking of everyone working together regardless of our beliefs, I wanted to do something a little different for you. With the help of a lot of my Coffman friends, we put a little music video together for you tonight. The song is called Undivided, performed by Tim McGraw and Tyler Hubbard. Instead of me and a small group of friends on the stage, I invited the entire staff to join in and be a part of this message. I believe the key to peace, social justice, and our future is understanding one another, being undivided in our support for one another, our fellow classmates, our neighbors, our colleagues, and human beings in general. This song is about supporting one another regardless of our race, our religion, our sexual orientation, or any other differences we might have. If our goal is to get everyone to think alike, then our mission will fail. I believe what we must learn to do is accept one another for people. Dr. Martin Luther King said, I have a dream, in his I Have a Dream speech, we should judge each other on the content of our character. Seniors, you have just faced, and I believe conquered, one of the greatest challenges of your life. And here you are, stronger, wiser, more confident, and ready for any challenges this world has to bring. I believe, and I hope you believe, there's nothing you cannot overcome. I want to thank a few of our Coffman staff who were instrumental in putting this music video together. Mr. Andrew Gardner, choir teacher, playing guitar and on vocals, and an audio engineer. Mr. Jeremy Bradstreet, our band director on the drums. Miss Johanna McKee, intervention specialist on the violin. Miss Amanda Blackburn, our broadcast and video teacher and videographer and editor. Officer Eric Cochran, school resource officer, drone pilot, and many of the Coffman staff as the choir. Class of 2021, on behalf of the entire staff at Coffman High School, we wish you the best this world has to offer. We have watched you grow into young adults, and we have no doubt your ability to face adversity and your dreams for a better world will change the lives for the better. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screens for Undivided. You see, Billy got picked on at school for things he couldn't change. He tried his best to play it cool, but in the 7th grade, you either fit right in or you don't fit. That's just the cold, hard truth. I wish that I'd have been the friend that Billy never knew. I think it's time to come together. You and I can make a change. Maybe we can make a difference, make the world a better place. Look around and love somebody. We've been hateful long enough. Let the good Lord reunite us to this country that we love's undivided. You either go to church or you're gonna go to hell. Get a job and work or you're gonna go to jail. Just kinda wish we didn't think like that. Why's it gotta be all white or all black? And when we gonna learn to try on someone's shoes sometimes? And when we gonna start to see from someone else's eyes? I think it's time to come together. You and I can make a change. Maybe we could make a difference, make the world a better place. Look around and love somebody. We've been hateful long enough. Let the good Lord reunite us to this country that we love, undivided. Oh yeah, undivided. Oh yeah, we're all the same to God, no matter what, we get His love.
I'm tired of looking left to right, so I'm just looking up.
I think it's time to come together. You and I can. I'm sure we'll see the rest later. You get the idea. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podium your class valedictorian representative with a GPA at the end of his 7th semester of 4.472, Anirudh Halkati. Anirudh is the son of Mr. Halkati and Dr. Ujwal. He is the Vice President of the National Honor Society, a member of the Medical Club, volunteers for the City of Dublin, the Dublin Library, and the Franklin County Council, and is a member of Apapa, Ohio. Anirudh will be attending The Ohio State University, majoring in biology. Ladies and gentlemen, Anirudh Halkati.
Ignore the mishap, please. Oh, wow. That's scary. Hi, Mom. Where are you? Hi, love you. Dad, you're okay too. Before I get too formal, I just want to say, how's everyone doing? We all good? I'd like to say shout out to the Idle Shack and the friend group. You know who you are. All right. Dear parents, teachers, classmates, and all of you here today, good evening. It is a great honor to speak to you today, representing the 2021 graduating class of Dublin Coffman High School. I would like to thank the Dublin City School District and the faculty and staff of Coffman for making this a great year despite COVID. Additionally, I would like to thank all of the parents and guardians who sacrificed so much for the betterment of us graduates. Your efforts are not undermined or overlooked. My mom often told me that I would one day be telling a bunch of people how important my parents are, and as a stubborn child I was and still am, I shrugged her off. But, as per usual, my psychic parents are proven right, and I am of course wrong. Now all right, please, don't say I told you so as soon as you get to the car. Now I'm gonna be 100% honest. Like I said earlier, this is very scary. You guys are making me nervous, so please stop. Before this, the largest audience I had talked to was a very, very large group of 3. My scary mother, my scary father, and my scary 5-year-old sister. This is a little bit more intimidating though. Anyways, I'll try to not put you all to sleep on just one condition. Please, just enjoy or laugh at one moment of this speech. Many of you may not know me, so I will answer the question in your head. Yes, I did in fact go to high school with you all for the past 4 years. And even though our paths may not have crossed throughout those years, I'm sure we've learned similar lessons. Freshman year, the year of overthinking, getting lost, and voice cracks. Worrying about if you had a pink locker that could only fit a singular shoe and a couple of notebooks, or if you had a class with your crush in it. The year of the first dances, where you had never seen that many sweaty high schoolers with 0 social distancing. I mean 0. Or the first football games, where us scrawny 14-year-olds were banished to the side with terrible with baby powder in our hair that resembled terrible, terrible dandruff. These are the moments that seemed so trivial at the time, but truly made our high school experience. To the younger siblings in the crowd, please, take in all of these moments as they truly are special. Sophomore year. The year when we thought we were all that in a bag of chips, when we were still just little 15-year-olds. For a lot of us, sophomore year meant our first AP classes, which were not fun. Mr. Dye's infamous sweater vests, partnering Mrs. D's DBQs and AP studies, were certainly not something to forget. Now I know some of us had Ewing and Gantz, while the others of us had Dye and Z, but we can all agree Dye and Z were the better duo. Come on, right? All right. Yeah. Unfortunately, no future class can have that duo, and that's very sad, but we move. Sophomore year is when we started to get more comfortable. However, the voice cracks and acne remained. Throughout our 4 years, we've had some amazing sports teams, like mentioned before. And during our sophomore year, a lacrosse team managed to win the state championship. Shout out to Peter Tyak, Connor Matthews, OJ Morris, and a bunch of others for being a part of that team. Unfortunately, the beginning of the end came sooner than expected with the arrival of our junior year. It marked the learning of your true self and cementing of lifelong friendships. We had another phenomenal athletic performance through the girls' swim team winning the state championship with the help of a couple of fish and Ellie Andrews and Ava Warren. Yeah. Now with all positives must come negatives, which included drowning in schoolwork. And then COVID hit. Big thanks for saving all of our fourth quarter grades. This is where we all learned how to use our resources a little too well, if you know what I mean. Sorry, Mom. Finally came the ending we never expected. Like Kim and Kanye splitting up, or even us beating Jerome in football, basketball, and others. No, I'm just kidding. That was obviously expected. # main campus. Yeah. Senior year left us wondering if we would get to experience everything that we've been looking forward to for the past 4 years. Like finally being able to stand in the front row of football games, basketball games, or even doing the cringe slow dance at prom. Even though this year presented a lot of scary unknowns, the class of 2021 made the best of it. As the modern poet and my favorite, Drake, once said, "I guess you lose some and win some, long as the outcome is income." I would definitely say our outcome was income this year, as we overcame many obstacles, such as hybrid learning, fewer school dances, and even forgetting what the bottom half of our classmates' faces looked like. Overall, we learned what it meant to have responsibilities and how to organize our time through the process of college applications and understanding the real world. We finally feel somewhat prepared to take on the world. Somewhat. Although I'm giving this grand speech to you all, I know I'm still just a 17-year-old boy. However, I wish to convey one message to my classmates. From this day forward, I hope we can all trust our intuition and follow our passions while always remembering there was someone less fortunate than ourselves, someone being excluded, someone that is in pain or poor health, or someone whose life is more tragic. Let's remember to always be kind and empathetic to those around us, even as we strive forward to find our own paths. I know I sound like a grandpa, sorry to the grandpas, but I know I sound like a grandpa, and that's what everyone always told me I would sound like when I came up here, but I really do mean it. And I keep my fingers crossed that hearing it from someone your age might add some value to it. With that being said, time and space, or COVID, may separate us, but wherever our lives take us, we will always be the class of 2021. Go Rocks!
Well, this next performance is a first for me. We have a special performance this evening by Miss Maya Muji. Maya has been a singer, songwriter, and active in the local music community since the age of 9. She's been writing and recording music both in LA and Nashville over several years. She will attend UCLA, majoring in music history and industry. Maya is the daughter of Mr. Doug Muji and Dr. Ketki Muji. Ladies and gentlemen, debuting her song, Life Has Just Begun, written for the Coffman class of 2021, Maya Muji.
All right, this song is for the class of 21, and I'm grateful for all the memories that we've shared these past 4 years. First day of 9th grade, and these kids all look so big. Finding friends in the locker bay, hoping I look old enough to fit in. Football Friday nights, finally out of the rock pound. From the top of the dropping gowns. It's been a crazy year, but we made it out. 'Cause look how far we've come. We've won and lost some. Won't forget where we came from. We're the class of 2021. Look how far we've come when growing up feels forever young. We're leaving Coffman, but life has just begun. Class of 2021. Our life has just begun.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maya. As we present the graduating class of 2021, we respectfully request that all in attendance hold your applause and comments until all graduates have had their names read. It is a very proud moment for everyone in this arena. The last thing we want this evening is for a family to miss their son or daughter's name being read. Please be respectful as we listen to each of the names being read. Thank you. Members of the Board of Education, the seniors of Dublin Coffman High School have successfully met and completed all of the standards and requirements set forth by the Board of Education in the state of Ohio and by the Board of Education of Dublin City Schools. Therefore, it is a distinct pleasure of the administration and staff of Dublin Coffman High School to present the class of 2021. Handing out diplomas will be members of the Board of Education, Board Member Mr. Stu Harris and Board Vice President Ms. Lynn May. Assisting in the distribution of diplomas are guidance counselors and senior class advisors, Mrs. Marcy Ewing and Mrs. Nicole Sutherland. The students' names will be read by Coffman High School faculty, Mrs. Christy Barber, Mrs. Megan Brisky, Mr. Joe DePalma, Dr. Steve Kaczynski, Ms. Johanna McKee, Mr. Brian Patton, Mr. Kevin Wallach, and Mrs. Wynn Zimmerman.
Karar Samir Abbas. Jesse Upoku Mensa Ajay. Reagan Easton Isles. Taylor Denise Airy. Karima Isabine Almode. Nathaniel Lloyd Alley. Caroline Grace Almquist. Carmen Ruby Alvarado. William Hojun An. Elizabeth Grace Andrews. Dheeraj Reddy Anksapuram. Ella Mariam Ansari. Jason Alexis Antonio Martinez. Sanya Anwar. Abubakar Aribo. Suesha Aurora. Angel Christabel Mame Ako Asamoah. Krishna Deepakbai Asani. Atreyi Atarthi. Hayden Thomas Austin. Miles Luke Ayala. Violetta Alexandra Barberin. Sophia Isabella Bagosi. Karar Haider Bahar. Amanda Catherine Bailey. Jack Bailey. Olivia Marie Baker. Anton Yevgenyevich Bakunin. Nathan Joseph Ballet. Nina Tanya Bana. Delaney Elizabeth Barrett. Isabella Elaine Bartlett. Mohammed Amin Mohammed Bashir. Jonathan Hall Boffman. James Edward Bauman. Landon Nicholas Belding. Hajar Islam Banani. Emma Kathleen Boyk. Mackenzie Grace Bicking. Luke Aaron Blackwell. Sydney Elizabeth Blake, presented by her father, Michael Blake, assistant principal at Carr Middle School. Michael Brandon Blocker Torres. Jasnine Nanakwatma Boateng. Fatima Bakari. Kevin Robert Bollinger. Divyesh Bomana. Courtney Janae Bonds. Anna Mae Bosworth. Colin Alexander Bound. Calvin William Bazo. Corinne Elise Bradley. Haven Rain Brower. Megan Elizabeth Breen. Jackson David Brewster. Jacob William Bringer. Nathan Daniel Brown, presented by his father, Mark Brown, science teacher at Dublin Coffman High School.
Ian James Bunt. Naya Mackenzie Byard. Grace Catherine Cady. Joseph Quarino Caligiuri. By Hazel Shane Berlot Callis. Rhiannon May Campbell. Christopher Canaday, presented by his stepmother, Erin Canaday, Special Ed Department Chair at Dublin Coffman High School. Cole Stephen Canaday, presented by his stepmother, Erin Canaday, Special Ed Department Chair at Dublin Coffman High School. Alexandra Marie Carlson, presented by her father, Mark Carlson, Social Studies teacher at Dublin Coffman High School. Amara Marlene Carlson, presented by her father, Mark Carlson, Social Studies teacher at Dublin Coffman High School. Lauren Marie Carr. Ian James Carroll. Isabella Lee Caruso. Caleb Matthew Ulip Catabe. Aditya Adagade Chandrasekhar. Ashwin Krishna Char. Akash Mangal Chawla. Juan John Chen. Allison Marie Chilson. Siddharth Reddy Chintala. Yihon Alexander Chu. Richard Andrew Clemens. Abigail Mary Collier, presented by her father, Chuck Collier, Safety and Security Coordinator for Dublin City Schools. Natalie Beth Conrad. Gabriel Abraham Coral. Riley Alexis Cox. Evan James Coy. Ariana Lee Craycraft. Jose Antonio Cuevas. Irvin Young Trey. Cameron Doss. Jackson Scott Davis. McGuire John Peter Davis. Aaliyah Sakina Amina Jasmine Dawson. Tatiana Stamatina Demas. Derek William Devine. Kabir Vipul Danik. Matthew James DeCesar, presented by his mother, Katie DeCesar, Title I reading teacher at Hopewell Elementary School. Xander Decimus Daniel Dick. Alexander James Diamond. Carson James DeSalvo. Pearson Harvey Disher. Julia Ann Donegan. Thomas James Donahoe. Anna Catherine Dorincott. Elizabeth Hope Droz. Mackenzie Ann Duff. Yezin K. Edor. Khaled Ibrahim Elbatawi. Dina Atman Elkon. Abigail Charlotte Elliott. Sarah El Mojahid. May Endo. Eleanor Grace Louise Esther. Michaela Christina Farrell. Madeline Kate Farver. Leah Patrice Finley, presented by her mother, Gina Finley, Library Tech Assistant at Dublin Scioto High School. Andrew Grant Fisher. Nathan Henry Fisher. Shannon Rose Flanagan. Felipe Flores Cruz. Melvin Yahir Flores Nonato. Hannah Lee Foreman.
Jackson Stephen Foreman. Emma Brianne Forsberg. Elise Ann French, presented by her mother, Tricia French, paraprofessional at the Early Childhood Center. Allison Rose Fries. Isael Galvin Rodriguez. Audrey May Gamble. Noe Garcia. Griffin Kendrick Guard. Victoria Lynn Garwick. Michael Keith Gatt. Connor James Gerberry. Michael Anthony Herman. Ria Ghosh. Claire Elizabeth Gibson. Sarah Rose Gelati. Adam Lewis Gluck. Abigail Bryce Goldberg. Diego Felix Gonzalez. Sean Campbell Gore. Jonathan David Graham. Hayden James Gray. Nicholas Daniel Greco. Elizabeth Laura Gross. Ava Grace Williams, presented by her mother, Andrea Williams, building secretary at Dublin Coffman High School. Griffin James Williams, presented by his mother, Andrea Williams, building secretary at Dublin Coffman High School. Myra Guo. McKinley Edward Yurko. Joseph Andrew Hackett. Natsumi Charisse Haga. Wyatt Case Hagedorn. Evan Michael Hagman. Kyle Joseph Hagman. Karena Ruth Hagan. Zayden Maurice Haynes. Anirudh Halkati. Anmar Azim Hamad. Mitchell Graham Harder, presented by his sister, Megan Longbreak, science teacher at Dublin Jerome High School. Jared Timothy Harper. Abigail Susan Mai Harpster. Emily Claire Harrell. Erica Annabelle Harris. Matthew Alexander Harris. Lillian Irene Harris Winningham. Ann Catherine Hatguess. Andrew James Hattenback. Nora Rifat Hagazi. Ryan Marshall Hickman. Hunter Robert Hicks, presented by his mother, Suzanne Hicks, school counselor at Carr Middle School, and father, Bob Hicks, math teacher at Dublin Coffman High School. Cohen Joseph Hill, presented by his mother, Jennifer Rogers, school counselor at Dublin Jerome High School. Jack Donovan Hirschfeld. Isaac Foster Hoadley. Benjamin David Holland. Yuka Hanjo. Mohammed Abduwali Mohammed Hosh. Brian Joseph Hoskinson. Nash Arthur James Hostetler. Chika Hoda. Jackson Stewart Hoyt. Jiayu Huang. Brendan Matthew Hughes. Grant Duncan Hummer.
Christopher Martin Humphrey, presented by his sister Stephanie Humphrey, French teacher at Dublin Coffman High School. Ray Abdul Khalik Hussein. Shunsuke Ishii. Rhea Islam. Ali Dafur Jabbar. Mohammed Shamir Jamal, presented by his mother, Zubi Tabusum, paraprofessional at Abraham Depp Elementary School. Sanjay Janardhan. Matthew Raymond Jasnicki. Morgan Elizabeth Jenkins. Tiago Pastana Geronimo. Joshua Andre Jeter. Andrew Martin John. Erin Elizabeth Johnson, presented by her father, Carl Johnson, teacher at Dublin Salida High School. Matthew Robert Johnson. Noah Michael Johnson. Sean James Johnson. Kira Ann Kadar. Shuzo Kanagawa. Nathan Alexander Cassis. Tomohide Katayama. Allison Claire Kelly, presented by her father, Colin Kelly, fourth grade teacher at Wyandotte Elementary School. Liam Patrick Kelly. Brianna Lynn Kenley. Sydney Ellen Kent-Strong. Colby Davis Kern. Matthew Austin Carnahan. Imad Zaki Khan. Lauren Khan. Nazanin Khan. Khalil Romanos Corey. Adrian Malaki Jackson King. Anthony Edgar Kirk, Jr. Andrew Joseph Klein. Kendall McCall Kolba. Kayla Lynn Colin. Braxton Xavier Comine. Manushri Devi Coppola. Ian Ignacy Kwiatkowski. Hannah Grace Lakodak. Tarek LeMay. Brendan Anthony Lancia. Zoe Ann Hui Larson. Sean Philip Lawton. Andrew Benjamin Lay. Avery Marie Lechner. Jennifer Euban Lee. Kristen Heidi Leutzinger. Hannah Marisa Levings. Samantha Ann Labdo. Jackson Cole Lowe. Mackenzie May Lowers. Ryan Joseph Loins. Dung T. Lee. Evan Ma. Casey Michael Magyar. Chloe Madeline Mahan. Nabil Amar Makur. Christopher Samuel Maloney, presented by his mother, Jennifer Maloney, paraprofessional at the Early Childhood Center. Anika Manjanath. Annabella K. Marble. Emily Taylor Markham. Spencer Allen Martin. Alexander Martinez.
Kelly Martinez Diaz. Santiago Enrique Martinez Mendoza. Lauren Marie Markson. Connor Charles Matthews. Holland Elizabeth Mox. Aiden Hadley McAllister. Zane Allen McCandless. Laura Catherine McCann. Trent Edwin McConaughey. Abigail Rebecca McGraw. Abigail Grace McHigh, presented by her mother, Amy McHigh, 5th grade teacher at Indian Run Elementary School. Liam Patrick McMonigal. Colin Padraig McQuaid. Liam Robert Meyer. Omar Eric Abubakar Mizakapa. Tasneem Haydar Miari. Addison Elizabeth Miller. Grace Catherine Miller. Miles Christopher Miller. Seth Jacob Miller. Mary Grace Sue Mills, presented by her mother, Amy Mills, Title I math teacher at Riverside Elementary School. Hallie Tina Mitchell. Adam Ayanle Muhammad. RJ Muhammad. Robert Patrick Maloney III. Evan James Montgomery. Leah Nicole Montgomery. Wendy Monsalvo Navarro. Justin Robert Moore. Kaylee Larissa Moore. Owen Jake Morris, presented by his mother, Brooke Morris, language arts teacher at Griselle Middle School. Janelle Eva Morrison. Maya Parik Muji. Yed Shaho Muhammad. Noon Tarig Mukhtar. Luke Edward Peter Murray. Kiori Nakagawa. Manato Nakatani. Manya Naveen. Logan John Neff. Peterson Donald Newman. Isabella Grace Nichols. Ruth Melissa Nieto Sines. Jennifer Lynn Nippa. Ryoka Nishibori. Benjamin Andrew Neiswanger. Dominic DeFilippo Novak. Preston Robert Nutwell. Eleanor Ann O'Banion. Udue Efe Okonofwa. Nicholas Michael Orzo. Gabriella Marie Pagan. Avery James Palmer. Om Vijay Patil. Emma Adele Patterson. Himani Swetha Patisam. Connor Jeffrey Pavelchik. Aaron Ashley Peebles. Jonathan Perez Villasenor. Kate McKenna Peterson.
Tyler James Peterson. Victoria Alexander Petrova. Anthony Thomas Phillips. Sharon Sanchez Phipps, Jr. Elise Nicole Pearson. Artemi Polsha. Kishore Prakash Selajala. Darni Prasad Suda. Mary Grace Proctor. Brian Paul Radia. Farah Yasir Rajeb. Asma Ramani. Mujab Yaraman Ramani. Siddharth Rajagopal. Anup Sai Ramavarapu. James Thomas Ramsey. Sarah Darby Ramsey. Yassine Abid Rana. Allison Elizabeth Rosano. Destiny Dominique Reeves. Austin Douglas Reedy. Sydney Ellen Reeves, presented by her mother, Wendy Reeves, band teacher at Sells Middle School. Tyler Lewis Reynolds. Corinne May Rice. Emma Kathleen Rice. Spencer Reese Richardson. Reagan Marie Rife. Luke Nathan Ritchie. Jameel Wesley Robinson. Cheyenne Ruby Rodriguez Hernandez. Amalia Christine Rodriguez Giusti. Arthur Frederick Rose. Carlin Elizabeth Rothert. Jacob Robert Whitfield Rudolph. Hammond Linnell Russell IV. Thomas Bartlett Ryerson. Nairi Monique Sab. Yara Murad Fayez Salih. Braden Nicholas Salisbury, presented by his mother, Susan Salisbury, teacher at Old Sawmill Elementary School. Lucas Shannon Sarver. Kailash Sastry. Rebecca Mary Saucier. Loeth Sarvadikar. Benjamin William Shefflin. Gavin James Schifferly. Owen Mark Schimming. Justin Edward Schmidt. Owen Ryan Schultz. Alexa Lee Scott. Michael Richard Scott. Braden Mitchell Seaholm. Benjamin Allen Seaman, presented by his mother, Gina Seaman, assistant principal at Eli Penny Elementary School. Dylan Nathan Seagith. Sarah Marin Selby. Olivia Grace Schaefer. Abigail Lee Schaefer. Sakshi Jagalur Sashiraj. Lillian Page Shepherd. Braden Robert Schoaf. Cassidy Elizabeth Schuff. Carson Starr Schrader. Uni Meenakshi Sriram.
Jemima Shuti. Tobias Edward Simpson. Kartik Raj Singh. Ria Singhal. Roshan Kumar Singri. Dantes Marquise Sloan. William Glenn Smith. Eric Michael Smith II. Anthony Joseph Lee Snyder. Megan Marie Solis. Ryan Matthew Sommerfeld. Olivia Claire Sopko. Amy Renee Sprague. Caitlin Paige Spira. Thomas Christopher Squire. Abigail Catherine Sterrett. Spencer Milhone Stevens. Andre Rashawn Stevens, Jr. Alexander Henry Stokes. Leah Ann Stoops. Emily Nicole Strawn. Raghav Subramanian. Weihong William Sun. Molly Surrey. Christopher Scott Tabbitt. Salma Mohammed Talil. Ella Marie Taylor, presented by her father, Jeff Taylor, instructional paraprofessional at Dublin Jerome High School. Joseph Donald Taylor. Ezra Laurel Taylor. Rachel Louise Teets. Lauren Rachel Tebow. Colin Daniel Thompson. Emily Karen Thompson. Maya Ruri Thompson, presented by her mother, Ari Thompson, bilingual aide at Dublin Coffman High School. Brian Michael Threats. Nicole Elizabeth Timo. Riley Joy Tocknell. On Twiwe Tron. Elena Rose Triplet. Anthony Lowell Trippy. Simon Red Turley. Peter Thomas Tyak. Kyle Thomas Ulring, presented by his father, Mike Ulring, principal at Dublin Coffman High School. Addison Rose Vicari, presented by her mother, Jeannie Vicari, guidance secretary at Dublin Jerome High School. Dylan Matthew Van Vlera, presented by his aunt, Amy Gerhardt, third grade teacher at Thomas Elementary School. Hannah Mary Van Horn. Andrew James Vasic. Surya Vedprakash. Trisha Leah Vidula. Driti Reddy Virapuram. Aiden Thomas Verzi. Garrett Anthony Verzi. Aaron Michael Vick.
Shanana Vo. Trevor Austin Voigt, presented by his mother, Jennifer Voigt, paraprofessional at Daniel Wright Elementary School. Gage Alexander Wagoner. Thomas Brady Walsh. Daniel Farron Warnsman. Ava Jennifer Warren. Madeline Elise Watson. Christopher Dorian Weaver. Nicholas Adam Weber. Nathan Robert Worth. Natalie Renee Whitehead. Emily Joanne Whitney. Owen Charles Willer, presented by his mother, Beth Willer, Spanish teacher at Dublin Coffman High School. Devin McKell Williams. Joseph Robert Williams. Riley Philip Williams. Jonathan Connor Willis. Carter Bradford Wilson. Dylan Cole Wilson. Matthew Adam Winecki. Ayala Itzel Wallach. Chase Benjamin Wolfenbarger. Amy Wu. Hayato Yamaguchi. Mitchell Heath Yater. Aiden Gilsang Yu. Ellie Hope Youngs-Peter. Reese Lillian Young-Peters. Ryan Richard Young-Peters. Asmet Mohammed Yosef. Victoria Elizabeth Zinser. Catherine Rose Zagaro.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from the Senior Class Council, Senior Class President Liaisons, Allie Kelly and Casey Magyar as they confirm the class of 2021. Allie is the daughter of Mr. Colin Kelly and Mrs. Carly Kelly. She is a senior council co-president and captain of the varsity softball team. Allie will be attending The Ohio State University majoring in health sciences and plans to become a physician assistant. Casey is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Jason and Susie Magyar. Casey is a member of the football team, wrestling team, student council, National Honor Society, and is a peer collaborator. Casey received a full football scholarship to kick for Kent State University and plans to major in applied mathematics and finance. Ladies and gentlemen, Allie Kelly and Casey Magyar.
Welcome, Coffman students, to your first and only Assembly of 2021. Who would have thought that we wouldn't have to sit through another internet safety video?
While this year might not have been the senior year we all anticipated having, there were still so many memories made within the halls at Coffman, our virtual classrooms, and within our own COVID bubbles.
From trying to take AP exams online for the first time ever, to teaching our teachers how to work Google Meets, and turning working Wednesdays into a mini weekend during the week. Our school year was one for the books.
And while our time in high school may be over, the experiences we've had, the memories we've made, and the lessons we've learned will stay with us long after our time here.
On behalf of the entire class of 2021, we would like to thank our teachers, administrators, parents, and everyone else who has helped us reach this point in our lives.
Graduation may seem like a scary time for all of us, but thanks to the help of all of the amazing people in this building, it is merely a stepping stone to greater things.
And when many of our high school memories begin to fade, we'll also ultimately measure the time we spent here, not in periods, semesters, or years, but the friendships that we made and the times we shared together.
Class of 2021, you have made it to the end. We are all now graduates of Dublin Coffman High School. So please stand. Turn your tassels, but do not forget, once a rock, always a rock.
A reminder, we will recess from the back. We will recess from the back and meet you outside.